Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much once again joining me out at sea. So today was a very interesting one. I wasn't able to do any type of vlogging out and about for the most part. I did a little bit and I'll show you during this video some of it. But I just want to tell you today about my experience with Starlink on this ship. Once again, this is the largest ship in the ocean worldwide. So let me just say, I expected more. But before I get into it, I want to say that if you haven't downloaded any of my ebooks, go check them out. Go over to JCristina.com/books. Once again, JCristina.com/books. And if you enjoy this even in the least, please consider giving it a thumbs up. That would be fantastic. Also, subscribe to the channel and don't forget to click this little button over here and then click all. So this way you get all notifications, and when I go live or when a new video comes out, you'll be notified of it immediately. And if you just want to say thank you for all of my hard work, there's a little thank you button down there, but if you don't want to hit that, that's great. Maybe you could just become a member of the channel. That would be even better. I would love to have you. So being on this ship is fantastic, and we do have Wi-Fi, and I'll tell you how that is. And it's not great, but I'll give you more details in just a second. But what's really nice is I ended up using that VPN that I got, that PureVPN, so I can actually protect myself. And even though I'm going through the Wi-Fi here on the ship, well, all of my data is being encrypted with PureVPN. 256-bit encryption, military grade, yada, yada, yada. I figured, well, it's probably a good way to go. And also, what's really nice is while this TV back here has absolute crap channels on it, I'm able to use my Fire Stick. And now, obviously, the Fire Stick connects directly to Wi-Fi and then use PureVPN. It allows me to watch TV just like if I was still sitting in the United States. It is just simply awesome. If you don't have PureVPN, the nice folks over there gave us a discount. If you want to use it, there'll be a link down below in the description of this video as well as the pinned comment. You'll get about 82% off. It's crazy. For about $2-3 a month, you'll be fully protected, your home, your business. Also, if you want to have a private IP, a static IP that's just yours, as well as do port forwarding, you can do that with PureVPN. Anyways, check that out down below. So I want to say that if you see the camera rocking, it's not the camera, it's not me. I feel like I'm a little bit out of sorts. The ship is really just tugging away. We just left the port of Coco Cay, I believe it's called. It's the island in Bahamas that is, I believe, owned by Royal Caribbean. Could be. There's flags all over the place with Royal Caribbean in there. So maybe they're leasing it, or maybe they own it. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. But it was absolutely awesome. When you get off the boat on the island, you basically have this entire private island to yourself. Well, with you and about 5,000 other people or so. Anyways, it was a lot of fun, and you can do whatever you want to do on this island. There's food, there's drink, everything is complimentary. It is an awesome time. Before I get ahead of myself, I want to say that the first night I was here, and I alluded to it in my last video, I went hunting for Starlink. I said, you know, this is the largest ship on the planet. It has to have Starlink, right? I would imagine it would. No one knew. There was absolutely, I asked everybody, no one knew. They're like, yeah, we got something new. Our speeds are a little bit better than before, yada, 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 this type of thing. So I went looking from all the way from the back of the boat to the front of the boat. And I'm like, you know, this just doesn't make sense. And I took some video of the front of the boat and I was looking around, but I couldn't see anything. It looked like this would be the spot that they would be. And I said, you know, I have to come back tomorrow when it's light out and maybe I can see something. And that's what I did today. So I went out to the front of the boat once again and I used my long selfie stick that I was telling you about in my last video, and I got my phone way up there, and sure damn enough, I found them. We do have a total of 8 Starlink antennas, and I thought this was kind of strange because a much smaller boat that one of you guys sent me a photo of had 13 antennas on it. Here I'm only seeing an array of 8. There's 4 on one side, 4 on the other side, and that is it. So it kind of is what it is, but at least we found it. They were kind of hard to see because they lay perfectly flat in comparison to at the studio where that thing is sitting at about, I don't know, 25 degrees or so. So these are just perfectly flat, and once again, there is 8 of them. Well, the question is, how good are they? Or how good is the service on the ship? Now, I don't want to talk too negatively about it, but I have to say that I really expected more. When I first started doing some tests on the Wi-Fi, and we knew that this was going through Starlink, or I knew because I did a speedtest.net on it, and it sure enough came up as SpaceX Starlink. I'm like, okay, it's Starlink. We know that. And what was very interesting is it was going through Georgia, the same pop that I go through in Florida, and we were sitting in the Bahamas. I'm like, that's kind of interesting. I guess that's the closest one to them, which doesn't make a lot of sense because we know there's another pop down in Miami. There's something about that pop in Miami. I don't know what it is. I always talk about that, and I did get them to switch me over to it, and for some reason, there's just like, I can't get back to it. And now we see we're going down into the Bahamas. You would think that the ship would pick up or use a pop that is in Miami that's closer than Georgia that is 700, 800 miles away. It just doesn't make sense. So the only thing I can think of is maybe something is wrong with Miami, or maybe they're rebuilding it, or maybe they're building it up and are tearing it down or something, because Miami is not up. If any of you guys have a pop that is Miami, let me know, because I would like to hear about it. I can't even find anyone. I've talked to a lot of people. They're like, yeah, no, I'm in Georgia and I'm in Florida too. I'm using the pop out of Georgia. Why? I don't know. Anyways, so the speeds that we were getting is anywhere from about, let's say 3-4 megabits down and about 1.5 to 2 megabits up. The fastest I saw so far in all of my testing was 10 megs down and about 2 megs up, 2.25 megs up. But for the most part, we're getting about 3 megs down and about 1.5, 1.2 megs up, which really isn't that great. But what we have to realize too is this ship has 5,000 plus people on it. So everyone is fighting for bandwidth. So they must have it allocated in such a way that each person, each account only gets a certain amount. They probably have it dialed into maybe 10 megs down maximum and 2 megs up maximum. And then it kind of fluctuates probably based on the amount of congestion coming out of the ship. But to be honest, I would have expected there to be more, number one. Number two, I would have expected to see more antennas, more accounts for Royal Caribbean's largest ship on the planet. So, I mean, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because I think it was a Carnival cruise that one of you guys sent me over images of with 13 antennas on it. Why in the hell does this ship only have 8? I really don't know. Anyways, I thought it was kind of fascinating. I want to bring this to your attention and let you know what's going on. Tomorrow we will be in Haiti. I don't know if we're going to get off the ship or not. There's so much to do on this thing. This ship is massive, absolutely massive, about 20 plus stories tall, which is absolutely bizarre in my personal opinion. And what's interesting is right in the center of the ship, it's almost like hollowed out. And you have like an atrium, and you have like almost like Central Park that you walk through with trees and stuff. I mean, it's just crazy, absolutely crazy. Like I said in the last video, I don't know how this thing stays afloat. It's just so huge. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to bring this once again to your attention with SpaceX Starlink. We will see what ends up happening. I'm going to keep on monitoring it and let you know what is going on, but I would like to ask from you something. If you are in Florida and you're using Miami as a pop, if you don't know how to see where your pop is located, you could simply do a trace route to see where you're going through. But it's even easier is if you go to starlink.sx, once again, starlink.s as in Sally, X as in X-ray. Go there and see where your pop is located. The other way to do it, if it doesn't show on that online app, just simply go to speedtest.net speedtest.net. Once again, speedtest.net. And as soon as you do a speed test, it's going to tell you what you're connected with. So if I'm connected through AT&T, it will say AT&T, and this is the server you're going through. If I'm connected through SpaceX Starlink, it says SpaceX Starlink, and then it says a server that you're going through. My server will always say Atlanta, Georgia, or someplace in Georgia, not Miami, Florida, where I think it should be. Once again, Miami, Florida to me is 70 miles away, whereas Georgia is 700 miles away. I would obviously rather be connecting through Miami because I've been connected through Miami in the past, and instead of having a 25, 30, 35 millisecond ping, I was getting about 17 to 22 milliseconds, which is much better. So latency is everything. Some people don't understand that, but it is very, very important. If you're a gamer, you know what I'm talking about. Latency is everything. It's the difference between getting killed or not getting killed. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. There's going to be a lot more coming, but I just wanted to do a little quick video today just to let you know my thoughts on SpaceX Starlink, on the largest ship on the planet, and what I thought about it, and how good or how not so good it is. And in my personal opinion, it's not great. I would really like to see more. The other thing that I have to stress here is that not only the speeds aren't fantastic, it's kind of like a hit or miss thing. It's really in and out. It doesn't have this steadfast where you have a constant signal. It just drops a lot. Why it's dropping, I just don't know. You have an array of antennas. You have 8 of them up there. You would think it would be able to capture some satellite that was flying overhead. So I don't know what that's all about. You know, maybe there's an issue with the pop. Maybe it's an issue with a ground station that it's going through. Maybe it's just simply the service itself, and maybe it's congested. I don't know what it is, but it does drop out a lot, where you have service and then you don't have service, and you have service again and then you don't. So it's the same thing that happens back at the studio, but at the studio we're getting like little blips of like, let's say 2 seconds, half a second, 1 second, something like that. Not with this. Here we're seeing just dropouts of 5 seconds, sometimes 10 seconds. I don't get it. I really don't get it. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, like I said before, throw it a thumbs up. That would be awesome. Much appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click this little button over here. So when I go live or when a new video comes out, you'll be notified of it immediately. And someone, maybe you, recommended that I create a playlist specifically for this trip that we're doing. If you don't know, this trip is going to be, I think it's 4 or 5 destinations, but I'll show you each different destination as we go with this. So it's going to be about a week long, and I'll have maybe about 5 videos for it, and I will put it into a playlist. Thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. I like that idea. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm out of here for yet another vlog. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Love you all.